Hi guys, so the other day I did a haul and I finally got in the Griffin Gazebo dies. I think I ordered these in September. They're probably on extended delivery. I haven't checked if they're still available, but if they are, I'll have the links in the description box and those will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items to those links. So hopefully you guys have gotten yours. I know whenever I showed it, a few of you guys had said, oh, you got yours the last couple days too. And so I'm ready to try these out. You know, I looked at it, I'm like, oh, this is easy. It's just the background and the topper, and then we're going to put like little flower stickers and stuff like that, like Anna Griffin things that I have. And then I realized, oh, there's 2 sheets, which is better because we do like more texture, but it will add to the time, you know. But these are nice and big. I mean, literally there's the background, this topper, and then these 2 pieces if you want to add a little more texture. So 4 pieces. And I think it's going to be really fun. So at least I hope so. So looking at it, you know, these texture pieces or even this background one, it gives you some embossing here. It does cut some little detail. And then you have your background, of course, the same thing. So, which is nice because then we don't have to cut it ourselves, like fussy cut, and then try to make layers. And so hopefully you can see here, really pretty. You know, I always trend towards like the gold, but this looks really nice just in cardstock, you know, with the embossing and everything. So cute. So I have tons of her stickers. I mean, I don't know if I have any of these that look like a little doorway or like arch. These are so cute. Yeah, they're all these things you're seeing here are from like different sets and things. I mean, look at this one. That's all. Is that gold? No, okay, that's what it is. The background is gold, and this. I should look at the camera. It's harder to tell on here. Is brown. So. There's that, and then she just took the little flowers. Again, beautiful paper in the background, just whatever it is here. Look like she used some of that toile paper, which I actually have some really old toile paper of hers that's like blue and red. I don't know if it had a beige color in there, but maybe it did. Super simple. I mean, there's not much more, I think, to talk about here, other than let me check out the size. Let's see. So the die itself, the biggest one is like 6 3/4 from edge to edge. And the widest part of it is 4 3/4. So hopefully that helps you. I know people are going to ask if that fits in the marquee, and I think it's just a little too wide. It's like the smallest amount too, well, I mean, if you're looking at this. Here, it would have fit, but these little edges make it so it does not. So that's a bummer. But of course, you know, she's designing this for her own purposes, not to see if they fit in the marquee right. So I'm going to pick out some paper colors. I'm assuming we're going to have to put this on like on a 5x7 card base. I think I have tons of them. I can probably just grab one that's already made. So I'll probably do that, but if you're making your own card bases for a 5x7 card, let's see. Sorry, I was going to explain what you want to do if you're going to make your own card base. So if you have a standard A2 size paper that's 8.5 by 11, on the 8.5 side, so 8.5 by 11, let's just pretend. Let's pretend this is 8.5, it's not. But on the 8.5 inch side, you're going to cut at 7 inches. So you're going to take a little strip off. And then you're going to turn it the other way. On the 11 inch side, you're going to cut 1 inch off. So you're going to cut it at 10 inches. And now you're going to have a card that's 7. And when you score it at 5 inches, it's 5 by 7, right? So I'll be right back. Okay, guys. As I was grabbing everything, I was like, did I mention this was Freeform Friday? It's Freeform Friday. Sorry. But what's funny about this, because when I went to get stuff, I'm like, oh, I want to use things that are just in my stash. Obviously, this die set is new, but with Freeform Friday, I try to bring out things that I already have. And I was like, oh, I have a bunch of Anna Griffin embossing folders, like the old school Sizzix ones, you know? So I went and found this, and these are not like the 3D or these new fancy things. They're super old. And this is actually not even an Anna Griffin one, I don't think. It just was in the same case. And I was like, oh, Cuttlebug, Tropical Bloom. I thought that was pretty. The reason we're going to use this, I'll show you in just a minute. It's just this background piece I'm going to run through. This die is kind of thin. Be careful with it. I'm going to run it through after I die cut this, so we'll talk about that in a minute. And then I just recently picked up all this paper at Michael's, and mentioned is the 110 pound. So at Hobby Lobby, I like to get their heavyweight paper, but now they have extra heavyweight, or they've had it for a while. So whenever I got the heavyweight one, I'm like, it's pretty good. But the extra heavyweight is the one that they would consider like thicker than, you know. So it's like 65 pounds, like your basic Recollections cardstock, and an 80 pound. Oh, that's heavyweight. But 110 is like a 300 GSM. This is GM on this, but which is kind of interesting because I guess GSM means gram per square meter, I'm assuming. So this is just gram per meter squared. It's the same thing, just written differently, because that's what we do here. We like to do things differently. This paper is very nice. So at Michael's, just because I recently picked this up, I know this was 16 bucks. It's $15.99, and it was like buy one get one half price at the time. So it wasn't even buy one get one free. So it is higher, but again, the weight of the paper is much higher, you know, than other things. So I think that's usually how they price things out. I think there's 4 shades of paper in here. I want to use the darkest pink and then like a lighter pink, but I want to see. I don't know if I like those two. This is kind of interesting because these are 2 different shades. They're very minimally different shades. I guess I'll go with this one. The one right after is... these don't really ombre together very well. It's kind of weird. Some are pinky and some are peachy pinky. So I think that's why they're just like not really blending as well as some of the other paper packs I've gotten from Michael's, like the smaller, you know, the smaller weight things. Usually they blend real nicely from one color to the next. Well, at least that's been my experience, but you know, who knows. Okay, I'm sorry you guys, I have the Empress sitting right here, I'm touching it right now, and I just don't like plugging it in and using the plates and all this other, so I'm gonna run it through my tangerine, but I don't know why. And then people ask me what I do to keep my plates from warping. Nothing. I don't do anything special. They're just literally sitting right next to me right here like this. I've used these over and over. As you can see, these are the Empress plates. I do nothing other than do not shove a bunch of thickness in without needing to. So normally when I cut things, I use these 2 plates. And then, why is this always sitting here? And then I use the magnetic mat with the metal shim, and then I don't cut into the magnetic mat. I've done it a few times just to show you guys, but I don't like doing that. I always just basically put the metal shim, so it's here, and this is just here to give it space. So then I would take, you know, my paper, obviously trim down, but that's not trimmed down. Where's the die? Like, let's say this die. So I still cut into the plate, and this is just here to give it the thickness we need, and then the other cutting plate. And that's all I do. And if it doesn't cut right, or if it needs a little bit more, you can shim it. But this is really actually already thick as it is, because you don't have to use the metal plate. That does add a little thickness. So that's what I do. I don't do anything special. Same thing with the Gemini Junior. I use the smallest amount of oomph to get the job done, you know? So, I don't know. And then with the tangerine, basically it's just the 2 plates. Like, sometimes you might have to shim things if you're embossing maybe, but not usually. So let's talk about that when we get there. So I just wanted those 2 colors. So this paper is actually very thin, and I was kind of afraid of it because I'm going to run it through the embossing, but we'll see what happens. This is just some junky, I don't know, paper that I still have left lying around that I need to use. It's supposed to be white, but I hope you can see it's not really that white. Okay, I am going to use the tangerine, and usually I use it over here. I just put it on my stool, but here she is. And you can tape this down if you wanted to. I don't think it's going to move that much. So again, cutting plate, die facing down into the paper, and then run it through. I'm going to start dropping things. I'm definitely going to start dropping things. There goes one thing, here goes another. It doesn't normally take that long to... Sorry, I was moving things around as I was rolling through the die. Anyway, there we go. And then for this one will be a little bit different with the tangerine. So, I'm sorry, I had all these stacks of these guys on my stool also, so I was trying to move them out of the way, but then they just started falling, so that's why it took me a second. Okay, and some people, you know, keep turning it. They'll cut on this side, never cut on this side. You can see it's pristine. You don't cut into the white one. It's not really all that bent, and I've cut lots of things. I probably need to clean this. That's like paper that's like stuck in there, you know, little fibers. Alright, so I'm going to trim this down. So this guy cuts its own shape, of course. I don't know about, of course, sometimes it's an inlay, right? But this one does its own thing. This paper is, like I said, super thick. Oh my goodness. Start misplacing things. And I'll do the same thing for the small one. So I'll just show you this one, what I'm going to do. And then for the smaller pieces, it's going to be basically the same thing. And I'm going to tape this pretty well, because I'm going to go from die cutting to embossing, since there is a lot of embossing areas. So let's put this here. Put this here. You do the same thing with any machine you have. Just run that guy through. And then what I like to do is I'm going to turn this over. So, you see some pieces fell out. If you see something that's in the way, make sure to get rid of it, because when you go to emboss, it's definitely going to show up. So now this is the embossing. So it's just a little rubber embossing mat with the plate that says die embossing plate. And making sure this didn't move. It looks pretty good. I'm just going to put this right back on here. And this one, and run it through again. And that little rubber embossing mat should push up the embossing parts that we want. If it doesn't, what you can do is then add a shim of paper, right? Oh, I can tell from right here, it looks really good. I probably should show you the first time. I didn't really do that, but there you go. My paper might have moved on me. Oh my goodness, this is so delicate. Hold on. Let's move that. Let's move this. You don't have to do it the way I did when it's upside down. If you want to turn it over, obviously, to look at it, that's fine. I just didn't want to have to pick it up and manipulate it too much. So it did actually move a little bit, but it doesn't look bad, especially because this is going to be in the background anyway. So I'm going to be okay with that. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing with these two little pieces, but I'm going to cut them from this lighter pink card, okay? And I'll be right back. Put this back up. And when we back up, I keep the tangerine behind me, and then I just put the plates down and I put the machine on top of the plates. That might help keep them flat, I don't know. Also, it just doesn't really bow that much. These Spellbinders machines are very similar, where they use these kind of plates, and it's just good stuff. Alright, let's see what we have here. I did do these separately, even though I ran them through at the same time. I just didn't want to put them on one piece of paper and then have to deal with both of them on one piece. I hope that makes sense. So I ran them through at the same time, but just on their own little piece of paper. Ooh, come on. Did a better job on this one and did not move. That's kind of why I tell you to put, you know, a good amount of, look at how pretty, of, it goes there, of tape so that the die doesn't move around on you too much. Okay, so we have that. I have a 5x7 card base that is already done. Oops, one more thing. Darn it. I forgot. Sorry, guys. I want to run this guy through. Just to give it some texture on the back there. So, this is very weak. Look at this. Bloop. Have you ever seen an embossing folder do that? That's interesting. I think I'm going to have to shim this because this is very skinny to go through the tangerine. So the tangerine has its own plate for embossing folders. That's different from embossing like the other one, embossing a die. So I have a feeling this is going to be very like thin, so just from touching it. So I'm just going to take this piece of black paper, and it's like a heavyweight cardstock. I'm going to pop it in there as a shim and see if that gives us that, or even that feels like nothing happened. But sometimes it feels like nothing happened, and it did, you know, do its thing. So let's see. Without moving it too much. Actually, you could move it. It wouldn't even matter because when you go to emboss it again, the embossing folder will squish everything. Aw, there we are. That's so pretty. But yeah, I'm glad because I could have probably included two sheets. See how it's really obvious here, and then here it's kind of faded away. But, alright. Looks good. Okay, again, let's put this away now. Now I'll put this guy back. So, I pulled out these papers. I have been using these papers, you guys. I am in love with Dress My Craft, and somebody had mentioned that they're based out of India, and I'm like, oh yeah, it says it right there. Dress My Craft, Rama something, somewhere in New Delhi. I did get these on HSN, and then another question I had, somebody asked was if the paper, the small paper pack, what weight it was. It was also 240 GSM, so this is some nice thick paper, and I just want to use this as one of the backgrounds, or the background. Again, I've just been making my own backgrounds most of the time, so I'm so drawn to this one. Oh, that's so pretty too. Maybe we should use this one. Oh, that one's good too. They're all good. Look at this. Oh. Okay, let's do this one. And then people were asking, because when I noticed, I'm like, what is this? It's just like a rub-on that they included in the little set for free. Yep. Yep, it's definitely a rub-on transfer. I'm telling you, this is so pretty. So, I've been looking forward to using this. And that's kind of what Freeform Friday is about. Like, I could stick with Anna Griffin stuff. I have plenty of Anna Griffin stuff, but I want to try different things so you guys can check that out. So, I want this probably 6 and 7. Hold on, I almost cut this too short because I was going to go to 5. I want 6 and 7/8, you know, because I just like that small margin. And I was going to cut it here at 5 and 7/8. No, no, no. Woo. Alright. 6 and 7/8, so that's here. Almost to the 7 inches. 6 and 7/8. And then when I was about to cut it, I'm like, that looks too short. So I didn't want to confuse y'all. And alright, 6 and 7/8. That looks much better. And then by 4 and 7/8, because I want it almost 5 inches. This is really pretty, but a lot of it's going to be covered up. And you know, I don't want to waste, like, oh my gosh, actually, they're both pretty. But you know, I'm going to use this side. At, what, 4 and 7/8, like I mentioned. This stuff is so nice. Okay. Let me clean up a little bit, you guys, so we can start putting this together without having all these things in my way. Okay. And I know, oh, there they are. I was going to say, I know I showed you guys the stickers I'm going to use, and I don't know where I put them, but this is one of them, the hydrangea and rose stickers. And then the ferns, possibly. I hadn't used it yet, so I thought that'd be fun. This one. It's just like leaves. We'll see. And then I grabbed the mini birthday stickers and sentiments in case just to have like the sentiments. But how cute would this be to dress it up like with the birthday things with like the champagne and whatever else is in there. Okay. Alright. So, I'm not distressing anything, but that would be lovely if you guys want to do something like that. I'm just going to stick this pretty thing down. I have this out in front of me. It can give me some inspiration. Of course, you know, it depends on what stickers you have, so what you're going to do is going to be totally different. Your papers, what she has going on there, you know. But you can kind of have an idea of like where you might want to place flowers from the inspo sheet. People ask me all the time about the glue, about, you know, my stamping press, which I'm not using right now, but I have those things linked in the description box. I always have basic things. I always have my generic links. Oh, and somebody else had asked, actually people ask me all the time, do you have to click on the specific link to buy the specific item? No, just the generic link that says, you know, HSN or Amazon. I'll still get affiliate credit for those things. So thank you, because I think that question came up with all the things Diamond Press came out with. We're like, do I have to come back and click every link? Or, you know, no, you just click the link once and anything else you pick up at the same time will work. Or a generic link. So thank you guys for asking. Okay, so I think I'm going to stick this flat. I don't know. Let's see what's going on here. Because then we have all these things. And if we have more, you know. And all I did was that texture, just so there's a little texture back there. Yeah, that's all. It's not like a big deal. I'm trying to think, do I want these things flat or do I want these popped up and then that flat? I mean, there's so many ways. You can pop up this whole thing, you can pop up that, plus this, plus all these pieces. You can keep these two flat, you can keep it flat in the back, popped up, like, oh my gosh. I think I'm going to glue this down flat though. But as you can see in this one, she even stuck flowers way behind everything. So, I mean, it's up to you. Ooh, that's pretty on that side too though. The deboss side. Oh, that actually reminds me, I was making cute things, obviously, for my, obviously, I don't know, for my ephemera swap, the Christmas ephemera swap, and I'll show you right now what happened. It was a happy little accident, but then I thought, well, no, because people expect this to be a certain way, so I didn't include them, even though they still look cool. I used my cut and emboss folders from Anna Griffin to cut gold paper. I don't know if you can tell, it's pressed the wrong way. So the white side got the embossing. And it's really pretty on this side too. And I'm like, but I know people know or should think that the gold should be on this side. So I didn't include them. I kept them for myself. I'll use them another time. Actually, this wasn't for the Christmas ephemera swap. It was, oh, that's what it was. I was like, why was it? It was for the folders for the people whose swaps came in late. And I went ahead and made them each a folder, which is not something I'm going to do, you guys, always. It's just that they got them out in time and you know, the mail sat on them for however long, and there were 3 of them, so I was like, well, at least I could make a folder for each one of them, kind of help out a little bit. And but it looks cool still. But I was like, no, because it's not perfect. In my opinion, what perfect is, right? Meaning it should be the right way. But they look cool. So I'm like, well, I don't want people thinking, oh, she included these anyway, even though she did them wrong. Right? But how pretty. Ooh. What? What? Oh my goodness. I didn't even think about this. It could be like this one. Oh, you guys, see? Things just happen on Freeform Friday, you guys. It's fun. Okay. I'm gonna pop these guys up because I want places to be able to tuck things in. So, you guys know I like to just destroy these things until I've used the whole thing up. So, you know, we need some larger pieces like this. And can you look behind this and sometimes see that it's rough? Yeah. So if that's not your favorite thing to do, I mean, don't do it. I don't mind. I'm just putting all this stuff. I use up the whole thing. And sometimes I'll even leave these little pieces if I'm not, can't be bothered to get rid of them. But what a happy, like, little, I was gonna say happenstance, accident, fun thing for that. Oh, is that too big? No, that's okay. Let me move it more this way. That'll do that. And you can shaker this too if you really wanted to. Like if you want to put an area of acetate here and then just go around this whole thing. It would take a little care, but it's definitely doable. Okay, let's get... So the other thing I should watch out for is that you don't want to put foam too close to the edges, because if you want to tuck something behind there, it's going to hit this and you're not going to be able to get it in. So, just something to think about. I might run into that problem right now. What's going on here? Let's do this one here. Oopsie. Actually, I wanted this side. This taller piece, I wanted it to be over here. Alright. Okay, hold on. A couple more pieces. Like here. Oh, again, I do want to tuck flowers in there though, probably. Okay, I'm not going to do that. Let's not do that. This one had paper still. Okay. I am enjoying this die set. I knew, you know, when I saw it, obviously I wanted to get it because it's a gazebo, but I had a feeling it was going to be really, really nice. So this is kind of interesting. I think I need to pick it up just a little bit. It doesn't have a really big, what's the word? Like shadow. So I'm just eyeballing that. I think I'm gonna have to pop something in this little space here. So let me just do that. Oh, something has to be tiny to fit there. Let's, the smallest piece of foam. And I wish I would have noticed that before. I don't want to mess that up, but at the same time, it needs something, some stability there. There we go, there we go, there we go. Please stay where you're supposed to. Alright. So I would definitely put that foam in the back of this piece too, because look, it looks kind of funky. But maybe we cover that. Who knows? Okay. Now, I don't know, these pieces, I feel like they should also pop up. There's not that much dimension, right? Okay, so I'm going to take a moment to add that same stuff here and here, and then pop some on the back of this guy, okay? And I'll be right back. So, good thing I totally forgot this had a second piece that we're going to top on there, because that looks a little bit beat up. And I fashioned a little skinny piece there, and then another piece here. So, alright. So let's place this right on here, and I'm going to hold this up so I can see it. Oh my gosh, you guys, every little bit of detail is just, look at that. I know you can see that white stuff back there. Some people like to color their foam, and you can definitely do that. And then this guy here. Again, this stuff could be flat, it doesn't have to have the dimension that we're doing. It's gonna look lovely either way. You guys, just like this, I'm already like, that's gorgeous. You know, pop a little sentiment, do whatever you're gonna do. So, whew, alright, so this is probably my sentiment. Actually, let's find the sentiment, maybe we'll build around that or whatever. I don't know if I want to lock this in as a birthday thing. I think there's, what was on here that I saw earlier? Oh, maybe they are all birthday. I thought I saw one that just said, like, have a great day. with all the best wishes, you know? I don't think that's very birthday-ish. It could be something else. Aww. Oh, you know what? My sister, I totally forgot, just bought a house. I was going to use the Spellbinder's house, the doorway set, which is nice. So I think I'll probably do that. But if I wanted to, I could do something like this, and then a little gazebo is kind of like a home kind of thing. I don't know. Anyway, with this set, that's what I was thinking. It's like, look at the balloons. You can pop them here and there. I mean, they doesn't have to be like super garden gazebo. I mean, oh my gosh. So many cute things in there. Okay, let's just pretend that's what we're going to use for now. I don't know if I'm going to use the ferns, but like I said, I just brought them out just in case. And then these guys, some of these are really big, and I don't remember if this has smaller flowers, so hopefully it does. Oh, and then we were thinking about this, weren't we? Oh my gosh, so much. Look how cute. But again, now I'm covering up this stuff, which I don't really care. I mean, it was just some embossing. It's very white. But if I was to put that there, it covers that whole thing, you know? But maybe you put it down here, so you still have this. Okay, let's pretend we're going to do something like that. Oh my gosh. Again, this one, but this one doesn't look like it's holding on to something. This one looks like it's holding on to those two sides, so I thought that's cute. You guys, you know what? And this paper right here just pulls it all together. I mean, oh my gosh. Oh, where's the opposite one to that? I think that's all I'm going to do. If I can find the opposite one of this. Oh, and I found it right away. But I know, it just covers so much, and I know we don't like to do that. Like, I love to see the little decoration in the back and all that kind of fun stuff. I mean, the way they have them decorated, like on the thing, they have some flowers like up here and the top, you know, tucked in. This one wouldn't work so well for that, and this is not the opposite one. But let's pretend you did that. I mean, you can put it on the top, you can tuck it in behind here. There's just so much you can do, but I think that's what I'm going to do. Simple, sweet. Yay! Okay. Now here's the other. So I'm going to start with this one. And these are stickers, but I'm going to rip off all of the sticker part. Actually, I was going to show you that you can take it off, but then it might stick back here. Like if you put it in an envelope, it's going to push down. So I think what I'm going to do is just put glue on the parts where it would possibly touch. This is good glue, so I'm not scared that it's going to do something weird. Now, where did I put it? Down in here like this? Okay. That's where that's going to be. A little more like this. A little more like that. Okay. So then over here, it's like more in here. Just try to make them look the same basically on both sides. How cute! And this is also a sticker, but again, I don't know. I'm just going to put glue on these pieces here. Okay, let me see. Is that straight? I can't really see what's going on. That seems pretty straight. What I'm going to try to do is get this little greenery kind of in here too, so it's meeting up a little bit. Oh, see, that one's already stuck down. That's Nouveau Deluxe adhesive for you. It is good stuff. Actually, if that one's already stuck down, then I'm going to move this one out to be similar. Okay. Oh my gosh. How cute. How cute. This was totally, I wouldn't even thought about this, to be honest, but it's so funny that I just left them sitting next to me because I thought, oh, well, I'll use them sometime or whatever, so I literally just put them right here. Again, like the other day with all the little cutouts from the diamond press things and even some Spellbinder stuff I was working on. Everything, I just put them in here, so like, this is the word wishes, and the word warm is in there. How cute is that? Pop that on a, whatever, the little animals. I have little hollies that I didn't use, or leaves, little snowflakes that popped out of some other things. So that's kind of what I do whenever it's something that I think I might use. I just pop them in there like that. Okay, I was gonna say I didn't move this over, but guess what? Nouveau Deluxe is already setting up on me. Ah, a little bit over, buddy. Oh, I love it. And that's it. What do you guys think? I am in love with this set. I know sometimes we get things, and especially with the Anna Griffin ones, when you have to come up from scratch on your own, they just, you know, I try to make the colors work or whatever it is I'm trying to do, but this was very easy to work with. I mean, look at these colors. It's not even a pink that really, in my opinion, goes with this pink in the back, but it looks awesome all together. The paper in the background pulling it all together with all that. So pretty. And you can see a little of that texture in the background, and that's all I wanted. Just something a little different, but it was worth taking the, 30 seconds to run that through, you know? All right, guys, thanks for watching. Super impressed. Really happy with this one. Yeah, I'll see you guys at the next one. You know, I brought my ferns. I didn't use them, but I thought maybe I would use them, so that's why I brought them out. But, ooh, that'd probably be cute, putting some little ferns coming out here. Okay, all right. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see y'all at the next one. Bye now.